Yeah, I mean, we've worked in the Caribbean for nearly 20 years. Our primary business is in Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados, and Mexico, although we do operate resorts in a number of the smaller, more niche islands. But to put it in perspective, 67% of the international standard beds are owned and operated through our operation. This is so exciting for us because it's the 50th anniversary of independence for the island of Barbados. We did something very special this morning. We had a complete star in our office who has a sideline that he could make a very good florist. And he actually created a floral display with 50 roses in the colours of Barbados, beautifully presented. And in the middle was a scroll with the Declaration of Independence. We presented it to the minister in a branded Barbados taxi that we have on the road. So really this independence is so important for the Caribbean islands. And we've launched a lot of campaigns, a lot of packages specifically celebrating that independence. I mean, if you take Barbados specifically, I mean, historically that's always been the biggest single market in the Caribbean for the British traveller. And obviously we have seen a change. The American market has grown tremendously. I mean, historically, actually, if you look at arrival numbers, America and the UK has often been very, very similar. But when you look at it from a business standpoint, the British guest stays an average of 9.8 nights, approximately. Whereas the American visitor is often staying just 2, 3, 4 nights. I mean, a 5-night stay from the American market is relatively rare. Whereas anything less than 7 nights for the British market is extremely unusual. So that's really why the British visitor is by far number one. But we have seen some other trends over the years. I mean, the European countries wax and wane in terms of the amount of business that they put into Barbados. And often it comes down to the airlift. You know, if you get a particular country will put a short-term charter flight in, then suddenly you get a big surge in arrivals. But when you haven't got that charter, that market completely disappears. The Canadians have been a long-term supporter of the island of Barbados, and we've seen a very consistent level of business there. So really it's the American market that's grown. The Latin American market has taken a real hammering in the last couple of years, but particularly this year. They were the number one market, for example, into Orlando. That market's down 80%. So certainly in the Caribbean and Barbados in particular, we do get Latin American business, but it's very, very small compared to the business that comes in from the mainstay markets, UK, USA, and Canada. We're always reinventing the hotels. We're constantly investing in the properties. We've just taken on the responsibility for setting up a UK office for Oasis Resorts in Mexico. They own 12% of the beds in Cancun, and they've also got hotels down in Tulum. A lot of refurbishment has taken place within those hotels. On the Elite Island Resort side, which is the second biggest player on the Eastern Caribbean, we've expanded restaurants, we've bought new catamarans. It's just a constant. We've even bought our own Jeep Safaris, the Pink Panthers that are now running around Antigua. So the crucial thing is not necessarily to always be cutting edge. It's about having something new, having something that appeals to the customer, and just making sure that we're always delivering exactly what the customer wants. Not necessarily a quirk, but what they want for their holiday.